Welcome back to another episode of I Never Liked You with Matteo Lane and Nick Smith. And today we're talking about Celine Dion and Taylor Swift.
Never heard of them.
You have to hit the button. Again.
Ready.
Okay, so it seems like a lot of stuff is happening at award shows at all times. And this one I think was really gay-centric.
It was very women oriented. I mean, and a lot of legends came out. Mariah was there.
Mariah looks amazing.
She looks amazing.
And
Kudos to the surgeon.
I don't think she's had a lot of plastic. She looks just like Mariah.
Yeah, but I mean, she looks great. When we saw her at the Christmas show, she looks great. I don't know what she's doing, but keep doing it.
Maybe she's happier. Maybe she's happy.
I wonder what that's like.
No, but Mariah looked good. Mariah opened the show, and then Miley Cyrus, who also looks really good.
She does look great. I mean, her body looks incredible. She's just like a natural performer. Like, there are some people that you see on stage, and you're like, they're just meant to do this.
Right. And
like, she's comfortable on stage, even in front of other celebrities.
Well, it seems that she's not taking it too serious. She's still, like, she's sort of maintained, like, yeah, I don't really give a shit, but this is a lot of fun. I'm just having a good time. Like, when she was singing, she's like, I know y'all know the words. I mean, Taylor Swift was like dancing to everyone. She would dance to like.
But that's like her bit now.
I know, it's her thing. People come to expect.
Was your brother excited Annie Lennox was there?
I was excited Annie Lennox. I was doing a show, so I was getting texts, and one of my texts was just Annie Lennox. So I was like, what about Annie Lennox? So like, I'm like Googling Annie Lennox. Okay, Annie Lennox performed. So it was a night of divas. It was great.
Trace Chapman.
Oh.
And then Celine Dion, who was the surprise guest.
Yeah.
And
who looked
amazing.
Amazing.
She's got stiff person syndrome. Where? Not that night.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't even really know.
She got stiffed.
All letters go to Nick. I just want to say this right now. If you're going to dock someone in this episode, let it be Nick.
No,
okay?
That's not mean. That is just, there's video evidence. She was stiffed on stage.
All right, well, so let's get into it.
I don't know. First of all, there could have been a myriad of reasons, but it's just facts. There is video evidence.
I think, okay, so let's start off. Celine comes out. She's a surprise guest, right? And she's being walked in by her son, René.
Who looks great.
He's very good looking. She has produced a very good looking child, her and old René.
So do you think gay?
No, I don't think so. I think he's got a girlfriend. Trana Winter told me that he's got a girlfriend.
Good for him.
Yeah, well, she
Could
knows
you imagine Celine as your mother-in-law?
I would prefer that over some of the other divas.
I would live.
Did you ever see that Oprah episode where like she was, well, first of all, she's been on Oprah so many times, but there was an episode on Oprah where they were like filming her, I don't know, like Celine on the road. And I guess at one of the hotels that they left, this is when Renee was a kid, they left his like doll or
Angelique or Charles?
The Renee Charles left their doll at like a hotel, and she's like in the car panicking like, I need this doll, we need so bad, please, please. And then they like find it, and she's like weeping and crying, and I was like, oh, okay, we get it, you're a very proud mother. So anyway, everyone loves Celine Dion. She's notoriously just a nice lady.
She's my favorite pop diva.
She's an unbelievable voice, a million records
and we've been
sold.
reading in the news all of these horrific things about her. Right. So to see her walk out on stage was a moment.
It was a moment. It was a moment that the gays absolutely needed.
And in Taylor's defense, the camera did cut to her, and she was sort of singing and dancing along to, I think it was My Heart Will Go On. So like she was excited to see her. I forget what she came out.
Been my inspiration.
Oh, okay.
Was that the song? I don't know. Who knows?
And Taylor was singing and dancing along and everything. So yes, we acknowledge that.
I just want to say before we get started this, I don't think Taylor's intentions were to go there and totally blow off Celine Dion. But I just want to say there was something about it. Like when Mariah came out, Miley came when she won the award. You know, Mariah was right next to her, and she's like, I was almost going to miss this because of the rain. I was in traffic, and I could care less about that. I don't want to miss being up here with Mariah Carey. Like,
literally cared more about being presented
by Mariah Carey
than from Miley.
That's right. So now we've got Taylor and Celine Dion. It's like she's so, just outside of what's happening in her life, she's so legendary, and she's holding the award.
I would have passed out And my thing is like
you pass out just looking at a needle.
Right. But some people's argument was like, well, she won the biggest award of the night. She was overwhelmed. This was her 4th time.
It's still a big deal.
It is a big deal. But Miley won her first Grammy. That is a huge deal and probably overwhelming. And she still basically,
I will just say, it's
fainted at Mariah.
It's hard to watch the video because she runs up, spins around. She's spinning in circles. Then runs to Celine. Doesn't even look at Celine. She's still looking back.
It was Beggar Woman from Sweeney Todd to her.
And then she just turns to the audience to make her acceptance, and you can see Celine's face is literally like, oh,
like she can barely hold the award.
Nick,
no, I mean she was literally. Her family was like, she's not doing well. So Celine's there with the award, barely can hold it.
Right.
And Taylor just like grabs it. Again, I don't think her intention was to be like, fuck Celine.
Right.
But
because afterwards they took that photo together.
They took the photo, and
which everyone's like, well, that was their PR person who was trying to get on top. No, I think they genuinely just there was a photographer who was like, let's get a picture of these two divas. They're together. Blah blah blah.
Like they came off stage together. Of course, they're going to get a picture together. And again, I don't think it was Taylor's intention, but it still happened regardless. And to me, I'm like, I don't know. I just, and maybe it's because Celine is my like be all end all pop diva that I would have ran up on stage and like assaulted her and been like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm meeting you right now.
What would you say if you met Celine Dion? Let's say I'm sitting right now. Hello, Nick. I hear so much that you are a big fan of mine. So I want to talk to you and see what you think of me, Nick. Hello.
I genuinely...
we're doing the act out, so hello.
I don't know what I would say to her. I don't...
You wouldn't... I met Mariah. I was in an... Did I ever tell this story? There was an MTV show that was called whatever, elevator ride. You meet your favorite celebrity. So they got like 6 Mariah fans, and you open the elevator and she's in there. And so then you're just in there for like 20 minutes with her. So I knew the producers were the same people that were the producers on Girl Code and Guy Code, a show I was on MTV at the time. His name is Stucky, and he's real Southern. So he calls like, Matteo, got a surprise for you. Can't tell you what it is, though. I said, it's Mariah. He goes, God damn it, he knows. So I get like special treatment. I'm in like the green room and stuff. So I go on an elevator. There's fucking Mariah Carey. Now, Mariah is in the corner, right? Because her lighting is in the other corner.
Right.
And she's not moving. So there's all these fans and everyone's like freaking out. I screamed. And then her makeup artist is in the other corner. So every once in a while, a hand with like a brush would come out, sort of do her makeup, and then just like curl back into
But there
the
were
corner.
multiple of you. It wasn't just you.
No, but I will say, because I knew what to expect, number one, so I was more prepared. But number two, I think as a comic, we're used to like dealing with anxiety and adrenaline. So when I was in there, everyone else is just like a bunch of white girls screaming. So I was like, well, all right. It's awkward when you're in an elevator too, because like naturally in an elevator, you're not supposed to look at each other. So you're just like staring at Mariah. She's lit by Jesus himself. I mean, she looks amazing, by the way. And I said, so I was like, she just toured Asia. I was like, so how was your tour in Asia? And she couldn't turn to me because I was on her good side.
It's like RuPaul on his show where he's like...
Literally just perfectly still with the lighting. So then I go like, oh, how was your tour? And she would just go, fine. And I was like, okay. And then I was trying to be like, hey, my favorites, everyone's like, what's your favorite Mariah songs? And I'm a real fan. So I was like, oh, my favorite's Outside. And and she's we love that one. Like she. Do
you think she remembers you?
Not at all. No. At one point, we all sang "Always Be My Baby" together. She did a whistle note live, so that was cool to be next to Mariah.
How was it?
With the amazing. It's loud.
Did you do one for her?
I didn't. I didn't think it was appropriate for me to whistle off with Mariah Carey. And
I think I would pound my chest to Celine.
If you met Celine, she'd be like, "That's insulting."
No, she does it.
Who are you?
I'd be like,
Who
Celine.
are you? No, that's dramatique.
I genuinely she is one of the very few people. I don't know what I would say to her.
I would be like that with Streisand, but I know that Streisand would not be warm. Like Celine would be warm. If we met Celine
would be warm and kooky, and that's what I would want. So I wouldn't want to say, I just want to observe her.
Okay, I would say, Nick, this is very strange. You're in my home and you're observing me. You're looking at me un petit peu too much. Can you stop, please? You look. Your eyes right now are crazy.
I think it also
even you imagining meeting Celine Dion. I've never seen you this happy.
But
you're nervous.
Would also be
I've never seen you.
I think interactions with her are very reactionary. Like I don't think it's like a her.
So
being
you
like,
stand there like a frozen person. She's gonna react how?
Well,
okay,
no, she's just
this
gonna
strange
come in
lady in my house.
You react.
Eh?
There's like that infamous video where she's backstage at her Vegas show and she's just like by herself and then walks into a group of dancers and she's like, "Who let the dogs out?"
Well, I will say about Celine, she's, comedically, she's wildly uncomfortable. The timing is off. She seems to be in her own world, but everyone's being paid by her, so they're all like, "Yeah, Celine," but it is she's uncomfortable.
If I was in a room and Celine walked in singing "Who Let the Dogs Out," I'd get on my knees and bark. I would.
Let's do that right now. Ready? Her. I walk in the room. Who let the dogs out? Do you know what that song is actually about? Do you know what that song's about? When we were kids, we thought it was just about like
dogs.
Like, woo, fun dogs. Apparently, now I don't know if this is true, so you can look it up. Leave it in the comments. That the song is actually about when the club lights come on.
Oh.
And all the people and like what everybody looks like. So it's like, who let the dogs out? But we were like 7-year-olds running around screaming about ugly women at a club.
They must have seen you at the club when they wrote that
song.
I
was 7. I was hitting the clubs real hard.
They were like, who let this dog out?
So, okay, Nick, is there anything else you want to say to me? You really are nervous.
I know.
Like even pretending.
I don't.
Would you wear this shirt, your Joanne fabrics?
I would be in a blouse. Come on.
Okay.
I dress kind of like Celine.
No. Not the past 5 years, no. Because I have a fashion designer. I wear fond couture.
True. She is La Roche as her stylist.
Yeah.
But it's very like sort of like drapey. Things hang off of her.
Grecian?
Ish. But
her best era was like 2009 where the hair went like this. And she was in that pink skirt. And she was on that world tour that's like the circle, whatever. I don't know.
Her Vegas Cirque du Soleil show, there's nothing better. Nothing better.
How do you think...
and I'm going to say it right now. And I know that a lot of you will be upset. I acknowledge that Taylor is a pop star. She's a big deal and everything.
Oh, God.
But I think what's missing, and this isn't just about Taylor, this is about most pop stars nowadays.
I'm nervous now.
Ariana,
about you
everything.
Saying something about Taylor Swift.
Think of like Celine's Vegas show or stuff like that. It's just like it doesn't feel the same. You know what I mean? I don't know what that is.
That's because René give me my Vegas show. I do a Cirque du Soleil. So I'm here on stage singing and someone is behind me floating.
But it's like Celine's not a dancer. Taylor's not a dancer.
I think budgets are a little different. Well, Taylor is, I think
but there's
she's
something like the way Celine would move on a stage. Weird, but move with the...
Not like when I saw Cher, and because she's so old, when she skipped, the whole audience went, we literally thought she was going to trip. I watched her do a duet by herself. She was on a Venetian gondola, and she was just standing on it as it goes across the stage. And we were waiting for her to like get off, and she didn't. So she just kept going. She literally just sang the whole song into the wings. And we're like, Cher.
That's one of Celine's shows that she toured with. She had those like airport walkways. She would like get on and then just like strike a pose and then just move across the stage.
There's something about her that is like nerdy, awkward, but then it's like
so
unbelievable. That is, I will say it's captivating. So, okay, so we don't think Taylor purposely did it, but we do not think
Taylor purposely did it. I just wish that she gave more flowers.
Let me just
Celine.
say this. I think when there's if it was Aretha Franklin, if that was Patti LaBelle, if that was Whitney Houston, like when Jennifer Hudson won from Whitney Houston, she gave Whitney a hug. Like there does have to be a kind of like, no matter where you
Respect.
are, no matter what's going on, you have to at least in that moment in front of 1 billion people watching, make an acknowledgement. If that's Madonna, would she have done that to Madonna? I'm just saying, I don't know. But to me, it was like, okay. But she's not, I don't think she did it on purpose. I think she was excited she won an award, but it was like,
of course.
In retrospect, I'm sure she's like, oh, fuck, I should have really.
I'm sure she sent her a bouquet of flowers and they'll get dinner and she'll fly her on her private jet. She'll be at the Super Bowl game.
That was like me getting ignored by Lady Gaga when she wore the meat dress.
Could you imagine Celine at the Super Bowl?
I can. I saw her sing the national anthem there once. No, she sang God Bless America.
She didn't sing the national.
No, she did. Yeah.
She's Canadian.
I know, but she did it after. It was after 9/11. God bless
You're right.
America. Better than Liza, who wore a Ninja Turtle headband, and she stood up there
at the U.S. Open.
At the U.S. Open, literally standing like she's bringing for war. She, God bless.
No, it was, oh God.
No, the very end. Oh God,
like this
bless
guttural
America.
God bless.
Well, there was like fuck. We only have 20 seconds. There was like it's so inappropriate. The beginning is like God bless America, land that I love, and then Billy Stritch on the piano decides to do like a 1920s jazz in between the rolling out the American flag, and then she literally grabs the air. Oh God bless America. That's it.
I don't know how to turn that off.
You.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Thank you for listening and watching another episode of our podcast. Please give us a review because it helps boost it. And like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.